Am I audible to everyone? Yeah, good. So first, how many of you know about Qatar? Can you raise your hand? Who knows Qatar? Yeah, very few people. Okay, I think around 10 people knows about Qatar because it is very famous for the football, right? So in 2022, I think they have been made a FIFA football match there. And I am from Qatar University. So today is my talk related to the problem and possibility. So how a material can solve the problems. And how many of you are from the materials here? Can you raise your hand? How many of you are from materials or chemistry or physics apart from the computers? Can you raise your hand? So no one is there. So I'm so disappointed, but I will do my best, okay, to engage you. So what I do that, I will make some small stories. That's it. So I have around 14 stories to share with you all. Just listen if you are interested or not, okay? And before starting my talk, I just would like to thank Dr. Sitanath. Thank you very much for hosting me. And also the college, JS College of Engineering and Kalyani, India. And also I want to thank Principal Sir, not only for organizing this conference, to keep you all to sit down. I know that why you are sitting here, right? So if you want marks, you have to sit here, right? and may I know anyone has the name of Kalyani here? Anyone, girls, who has the name of Kalyani? I expect nobody will keep Kalyani because it's very strange for me. Being a South Indian, we keep people named Kalyani, right? But here, if any girl keep the name Kalyani, okay, I met Kalyani. So it's difficult to tell, right? Yeah. So apart from the jokes, let's go for Qatar. So Qatar is a country where you will find a drastic change because of this oil and gas. You see that picture in 1980, there is only one hotel, okay? And now you can see the transformation. It's a big change because of oil and gas. They have 1/3 is oil and gas, remaining is landfill. And you can see the transformation. There are many museums, there are more than 8 stadiums for the FIFA they have been built. And they are the world largest, richest people also. So you can see that their per capita is $62,000. So each person will earn $62,000 per year. So it's not the expats, only the Qatari people, okay? And they have also recently made a Guinness Book of World Record, okay? So because of this drinking water storage, because Qatar is a desert country, they do not have a drinking water, but I never face any problem for the drinking water. I was been there for 15 years. But I was being born in Visakhapatnam, okay, in the south place, we always suffer water. How? We have a groundwater, we have a sea water, but I used to go with the buckets and hold it for the bath, and we suffered a lot. But here, they have managed well. They used to make a big desalination plants. So technology can solve many of the problems actually. They proved it too. And by the way, all you are welcome to my home at Qatar. If you want to visit, just let me know. Or you can just contact me. I can host you also. And so these are the beautiful monuments of the Qatar, some of the stadiums, beach, especially the museums. You can see a very beautiful country. And coming to the Qatar University, as I belongs to Qatar University, So it is established in 1973 and it has an excellency of 51 years. And we have 8 academic colleges and more than 17,000 students in the college. But sometimes it's very difficult for me to get a parking there. So you can imagine, yeah, it's full of students there. And this is the second rank in the GCC countries. The worldwide is 208. I believe now it is below 200. So, a question for you all today. So, how much do you think to complete a PhD at Qatar University, the tuition fee? Can anyone guess? So, I gave 4 options here. So, one is 2,500, 25,000, 2,50,000, 25 lakh rupees. So, which one you think? The yellow shirt. Yeah? Option 3. Who are option 4? Can you raise your hand? They're the winners. So you can imagine that 25 lakh rupees you have to pay the tuition fee to complete a PhD there. So you can imagine. But by the way, I never pay any tuition fee for my PhD. And coming to the global index, you can see that 48th ranking they have. Recently they have been released. And these are some beautiful campus pictures. And so where I am working here in the research complex. So we have a research complex, it's more than 5 different centers. So I am belongs to this center here, Center for Advanced Materials, where we make a new kind of material, okay, for different technological applications. So this is our center where I am here, okay, and background you can see that there is a metro station very close to the Qatar University. So coming to my group, okay, what research we do there. So firstly, we work on sensors. So this is basically, I learned from Professor Feller, France, when I did my PhD there in 2011 actually. So where I learned how to make the sensors and for different applications such as water quality, biomedical, gas leakage sensor, so many kind of sensors we have been developed, not purchased. So we understand the mechanism, what is sensor, how it works, we develop it, okay, for different reasons. For example, if you want to check the sensitivity of the commercial one, it cannot match sometimes which you want, but we can do that one by making the new materials. And coming to the machine learning, we also work this recently. I just started maybe 3-4 years back. Until that, we don't know what is machine learning. But why I have linked machine learning is because when sensor is there, the data is there, right? That data we use for the machine learning. In fact, I don't have much knowledge on the machine learning, but I know how it works. I learned Python, being a chemist, I learned the Python. So the same way, what we have been solved some of the issues like a traffic management, like we keep the camera, we track that how much buses or cars are there. So based on that, the traffic signal will be moved. And also we have work on disease detection. For example, recently we have made a model to detect the disease for the chickens. So we keep a camera in the chicken farm and we able to find out what kind of disease a chicken has by just taking a picture. So I think you can do that one also through image processing technology. So the same one we have been done also. So I worked on energy conversion. By the way, basically I'm a chemist. So I did my PhD on material science engineering and I did my postdoc on mechanical engineering. So it's a big shift from chemistry to the engineering. So I handle the material, I handle the prototypes, how to make it, and we also work on computer science engineering in the same way. So for example, this one, energy conversion, so one of the very bad problem in Qatar is the carbon dioxide. So the number one footprint means number of carbons in which country, again it is Qatar only. Because they are producing a lot of CO2 because of this oil and gas. So we always getting funding for that kind of purpose to convert that CO2 to any useful fuels. We have been worked at one with catalysis also. And energy generation, which we can do that by using the piezoelectric materials. Also we work on dielectrics, and we also work on construction, 3D printing. And this is a very hot topic nowadays because while you are constructing a house, imagine that if 3D printing comes and if it can be withstand high temperature or even durability, that's very important actually. So this is what we are working. So as I said, I will just make stories, okay? Around 14 stories, just listen, okay? So story is nothing but a problem. For all researchers, what we think that we come up with a problem, we try to solve in our own way, right? For example, I have a problem and I solve it in an X way. But the new generation, they can solve in Y or Z way, which is very easy way. The thinking level what you have is much higher than what I have, in fact. But with my experience, I try to solve some of the problems, okay? Don't think that this is the only solution. You could also think much better than it. So let's come into the story one. So have you been used the fingerprint scanner anytime? Raise your hands. How you are getting attendance generally in school, in the college? It's because of this fingerprint scanner? Or? Yes, sir? Everyone? No? Or yes? But for us in Qatar, so we use the fingerprint scanner only. So what we do is, we do spoofing. Today I don't want to go. So what I did is, I use the Fevicol. On the top of my finger, I can take the fingerprint. And my friend can use that one as an attendance. So I can easily cheat the university, right? Not only me, anyone can cheat. A simple Fevicol, right? So this is how we have been cheated. So here you can see the video here. Let me just play the video. I think it plays here. Yeah, no. So you can see that one. Yeah, it's working with the normal finger. Okay. So I made a dummy finger. Let's see.
Thank you.
It's working. Good. So I succeeded actually to make a dummy finger. Okay. But can we stop this one actually? Can we? Can your system can recognize that one or not? Yes. How? If your finger already have some capacitance, if you keep a capacitive sensor, it can easily detect whether you are keeping a dummy finger or real finger. And second thing, whether your finger is alive or not. So what will happen? The thief will cut your finger for robbery. It happened many cases in South Africa. What they do is, they cut your finger and then they rob your money. So, but the system cannot detect that whether your finger is alive or not. So what we made, we use the capacitive sensor, we check also the heartbeat of the person. When he keep the finger, it will check the heartbeat. So both at a time, you can easily solve the problem. Am I right or not? Do you agree with me? Good. So let's go for the next one. And by the way, I work this with the Professor Yves Grohens. He is my PhD boss. Also, he is my PhD student, Mr. Hauken. And coming to the second story, so one of the very difficult situation is low power voltage lens actually. So we have been developed in Korea, okay, with Professor Jaewon Kim. So what we did is we could able to generate this kind of lens with low voltage. For example, with 5 volts, just enough 5 volts to change the lens condition. So we have been developed using this kind of material called PDEGA. This is a polymer mixed with the cellulose nanocrystal. I know you people don't know about these materials much, that's why I'm not going deeper, but I'm just giving some solution. How? So if you know the material characterized, you can solve many of the issues actually. That is the topic of my lecture today. So coming to the third story, ethylene glycol. This is very, very difficult gas actually. Sometimes difficult to see that one. Okay, the smell. This is colorless, odorless. So many incidents will happen. So in our lab, we have been also developed a sensor where it can detect only. You see that when we keep the ethylene glycol very close to that one, it detects it actually. At the same time, we have been given other also solvents, but it didn't. So as I said, when you are making any sensor, the selectivity is very important. Because in industry when they are working, not only the one gas they work, they have worked with the different gases. So your sensor has to be very selective. Then who will cause it? The material. The material which you are using can selectively recognize it. Okay? And sorry, actually, he is my student. Yeah. So his name is Sari. So you know what his age is? He's 17 years old and he has been published more than 10 in undergraduate. Like same of you, okay? The thing is, every day he will come to the lab, he work it, in Qatar University, we have a policy like each student has to work with all the research group and we pay monthly around 70,000 rupees for him. So, which is good for him to come every day as a work and he get paid also. So another story coming to the environmental impact on solar panel efficiency. So one question is, I have a solar panel, okay? I kept in Qatar, which is highly humid and temperature high, more than 50 degrees. At the same time, I kept in France, okay? The temperature is very low there, 10 degrees or 15 degrees. So where do you think the solar panel can work more efficiently? Just raise your hand who thinks in Qatar. In Qatar, do you think the solar panel efficiency is higher? Just raise your hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sorry, all you fail, okay? But in Qatar it's difficult actually, because when the temperature is higher, the resistance of the solar panel is higher. So, to be honestly, this I didn't know that one. Okay, like you only, I thought it's the same range, but when temperature is higher environment, so very difficult to get. For example, in Rajasthan, or if you are in Jammu Kashmir, do you think it's the same solar panel efficiency? Wrong, it cannot be actually. So it's vary with the temperature. So what we did is, we have been invented a paint which it can, make it cold. The temperature is cold. So what we did is, we just painted on the back side of the solar panel. So what it does is, it absorbs the moisture and make it cool down the solar panel. So you think we have solved the issue? Right. So what will happen now? When you use this kind of paint, you can increase the efficiency. Yeah. Can anyone check the time, okay? If you think it's more than 30 or 35 minutes, just stop me, okay? Yeah. So because I don't think that time always there. I feel I'm keeping you engaged. Let's see, okay? The next one is the dust. Have you feel the dust is one of the major parameter here? Am I right? Right? Every time when you see a solar panel, always a dust will be there. Who will clean that one, actually? If it will be somewhere, 10 kilometers, you will go every day and you will clean it. Or it is very impossible if you are making any acres. So to clean that kind of thing is very major difficult. So further what we have been made is, we have made an automated one. So imagine, you can see here, okay, let me just play this. Yeah, you see here, so we have just added a wind turbine, okay, to the solar panel. So when wind comes, what will happen? See, you see this one, the cleaning is happening here. So just 5 minutes of wind is enough to clean your solar panel. And by the way, for this one, you don't need any battery, anything. Just a wind, a 5 minutes or 10 minutes wind is enough to clean the solar panel automatically. And one more thing is, you see the efficiency of the solar panel, sometimes you cannot get in the evening, right, or in the morning, but only on the midday of the sun, when it is on the panel, then you will get more efficiency. What if you can make a panel move like this one? You can see this one. So the panel is moving when sun is moving. By the way, we didn't use any external power to move that one. We just use the heat. So when sun is this side, the heat will be on this shape memory device. So when shape memory device is getting heat, it will expand. So just a simple material science principle can help, okay, to move the solar panel. Yeah. Coming to this story 5. 1 liter water bottle and 1 liter petrol in Qatar. In Qatar, which one is higher price? Water. Very good. To be honestly, it's equal, okay? But imagine that the situation is such a bad condition, right? So water is very precious for them here also. So they don't want to simply use it for irrigation purpose. So for that, what they use different kind of sensor to detect whether moisture is there or water quantity is there or not, okay? You guys might do these experiments also for the IoT purpose. But the only problem is when you use this kind of sensor, it cannot be used more than 3 months, in fact, because it will be rusted. It will be corroded. When it corroded, it never worked. Okay? So for that, what we did is, we have been made a sensor which cannot be corroded, and we use the hydrogel. It's a gel where it can be expand or contrast based on the water. When you touch the water, it will be expanded. I think you guys played with that hydrogel every day, right? The market is available. So we use very simple principle, that one, to solve this issue. And what we did is, and it can be reusable for many years even, because we use the electrodes as a ITO glass, Indian titanium oxide, which is a conductive glass, and it never be corroded. Okay? Yeah. And coming to the story 6. So every day you are drinking water, right? In this water bottle. Do you think that there is no microplastic inside the water bottle? Who will say yes or no? So raise your hands who has said yes. Microplastic inside. In this water bottle, microplastic is there or not? Yeah? You think yes? I partially say yes actually. But if I say, okay, can you define it? Can you find it? Can you do at your home? Very difficult because you cannot see the microplastics actually. The only Raman spectroscopy can find whether it is a microplastic or not. None other techniques cannot do that one. But what we have been made is you can find it at your home itself. So by just using the lemon and urea, you just mix together and keep in the micro oven, okay? Just for 30 seconds. And you will see this kind of clots on the top of the water. By just simple urea and lemon. That's it. You can easily find out the microplastics. In fact, scientists have been found microplastics in the heart itself, okay? And even saline water, everything now in microplastic. Trust me, everywhere it is there, but which you cannot see that one. But the good thing is, it's not very dangerous, somehow okay. Yeah. You can see that one, it is glowing. When microplastic you find, it will be glow actually. And this you can do at your home, just a microwave required. Sorry, I have a cold, okay, that's why I'm not able to breathe well, but I will try my best. So another one of the problem is in Qatar, the plastic waste. You know this plastic invention, do you think it's a bad idea or good idea? Just raise your hand if it is a bad idea. Raise your hand if the invention of this polyethylene, means plastic, is a bad idea. Just raise your hand. So it's a good idea. Everyone is accepting that it's a good idea. Yeah? Not bad, not good. Very good answer. Actually, this is how you deal it. That's it. So overusage or not recycling or not biodegradable. So many of these problems make it plastic is bad. But in a proper way, if you use it, it is good in fact. For packing application, you see that it's a revolution in fact. In all the cases, the plastic is very good. But a certain way you have to follow it. That's it. So what we did is, we took the water bottle, okay? So can anyone tell that this water bottle is there, right? Do you think it is a recycled one or not? Yeah? Recycled. How many times you think you can recycle? One, raise your hand. Two, raise your hand. Three, raise your hand. Yes, more than three you cannot recycle actually. You should not, as per the government regulation in fact. So what they will do after 3 times of recycling? You tell me? Just throw. Landfill. That's it, right? They do landfilling actually. But this is another big bad idea, because when too much rain comes, it will definitely go back to the river and in waters. And then again, microplastic will come. So further what we did is, we took the coffee waste and we made this kind of tiles here. You see, in the lab, we have made this tile with the coffee waste and plastic waste. The plastic which you cannot recycle, and we mix with the coffee waste, and then we made the tiles. You can use it in home as a tile, in fact, okay? The same way, the waste plastic, you can also make sensors using the waste material from the Qatar Aluminium Company. So the aluminium company, what they will do, they will produce aluminium. Along that, they will produce carbon dioxide. 1 kg of aluminium production required 3 kilograms of CO2 they release. So you can imagine how much CO2 they are releasing. At the same time, they release the carbon black as a waste product. That carbon black is a really conductive material. So what we did is, we mix with the waste plastic and we make a sensor, and you can sell it even, that sensor. So this is the student, high school student. He has been got the award in 2019 and iTex competition for the same icon. Yeah. So all we have been faced the problem with the COVID, right? The time is okay or 30 minutes over. So 5 minutes more, right? Okay. So maybe I can stop with this story itself. Last one. Okay. So coming to the COVID elements. So how many of you have been suffered with COVID? Just raise your hand. If nobody is raised, so they are not listening to me then. Yes, everyone, right? So it was so pathetic, in fact, when in 2021, nobody in the lab actually, nobody worked in the lab, except these two brilliant boys who worked with me every time. Even in the during COVID time, many people are dying in front of you, but they never stop coming to the lab. They never, okay? So kudos to these guys who always supported me. Of course, I will be also there, okay? Because I never care about the dying. Still, so coming to the problem. Coming to the problem, the fingerprint scanner, that time, nobody was using to, because when you touch it, the transformation of code can happen. So they stopped it. For that, we have made our own invention to clean it automatically, by using the heat and UV light. So this is the invention. And also we have been developed our own app where you can enter in the lab and you can go. Because when it is in the lab, many people will come and they will go, and we have no restriction to anyone. So what we made our own app to control the flow, actually. You see that we have, this is the app. It's based on what we do. So when you are entering, just you have to on the Bluetooth, that's it. When you are going, it will recognize. If other person comes, it will make a big noise. Yeah, so I think due to the time limit, I will stop here. Okay? If any questions, I will be happy, or you can contact me directly. So, yeah, you have some questions. Very good. Yeah. I'm very happy that a computer science student is asking a question.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Sir, my question to you is that when you introduced that fingerprint system, so you told that firstly there was a problem that a person is using dummy finger or not. So secondly, another problem came when you told that in South Africa, robbers are cutting their fingers and actually they're using the fingerprint. So another problem came.
Correct.
So in that case, you people invented a system where it will actually scan that if a person's finger is alive with a heartbeat or not.
Right.
So in such case, if a person or if a robber keeps a person on a gunpoint and if they scan, then the person's finger is alive, heartbeat also scanned. In that case, what we will do? Or at that point also the fingerprint scanner will give access. So that point what we will do?
This is the third case actually.
Sir?
So mostly this, you can use the cameras. Most of the time, cameras is there, so they can easily find out whether who is this guy. Still, he knows well how to hack the cameras. Also, I cannot do anything.
Sir, in such case, if you people can build a system where the cameras can scan that if a person is alone or is with someone, or if there is a point of tension in his face, so it will actually not give access. We can also build a scanner like that, or we could also build a sensor like that.
See, when I start my presentation, I said the solution what I get, it is from my brain. Your brain is much sharper. Now it is your working. I'm very happy that you are thinking. And in fact, they are using the iris also. The iris of your eye can also use it. But still, if it is a gunpoint, so his the face also can scan. No. So cheating can happen, but we can control it. At least. Yeah. But it's a nice question. Correct.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question? Sir, can I ask one?
Of course, of course.
Sir, I'm Dr. Tanmay Datta from Chemistry Department.
Oh, very good.
Sir, in one slide you told that the sensor for ethylene glycol.
Right.
So I have a question that for what purpose you have made this?
This is sometimes the gas leakage is happening in that, in the industry. The thing is, it do not have any odor, the no smell, and you cannot see that if there is any gas happen also. For that, and they need highly selective one. So we made our own material. It should be really highly interact with that chemical. That is ethylene glycol actually.
So in that case, propylene glycol and 2-butoxyethane, more or less similar structure, no odor, little bit sweet odor, and no color. So almost similar properties. So is there any differentiation procedure there? Because
you can answer this question. Come to the machine learning, absolutely it can differentiate. The way of this, the sensing signal is different for different kind of gas. Am I right or not? You can use machine learning, right? Yes, you can use the machine learning technology to differentiate which gas it is. Because each gas will show different graph. A simple image processing is enough actually to handle this case. But it is true that even in the commercially available one, it's very difficult actually. If all 4 or 5 gases are coming together, it cannot detect actually. Yeah. So we call this as electronic nose. But machine learning, after invention of this technology, my job is low now. Because it is taking care of everything. Trust me. Yeah. Even I have been published more than 600 papers. And I think you guys can do within 6 days that one. And true, actually it is happening actually. They are using such new technologies to write their research papers even. So just try your best to be, learn new technology, that's it. Yeah. You don't need to be learn all the techniques.
as I am from chemistry background and your presentation so much linked with the chemistry, so it seems like listening more and more and more, but there is some time restriction, so we are sorry for that. But it's very interesting.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have a good day to everyone.
Thank you so much, sir, for this engaging session. Now I would like to request Professor Shubhendra Kumar Pani, Principal, Krupajal Group of Institutes, for this keynote address. Dr. Shubhendra Kumar Pani received the PhD degree from Utkal University, Odisha, India in 2013. He is currently working as the principal with Krupajal Computer Academy, Bhubaneswar. He has published 51 international journal articles. His professional activities include roles as the book series editor and associate editor, an editorial board member and a reviewer of various international journals. He was a recipient of 5 researcher awards. Sir, I would request to come on the dais and deliver the keynotes.
afternoon to all of you present over here. Esteemed Director Sir, Dr. Sarat Patra Sir, Director and Playki. Respected distinguished speakers, professors, and my dear students. Well, it is my pleasure to deliver the talk in presence of all. So really, the conference which is conversed with the science, technology and engineering. So my area of research is really the soft computing techniques in web data mining, particularly in the field of computer science. But as a series editor in elsewhere, medical robotics, and computational intelligence in Taylor Francis, artificial intelligence robotics with Apple Academic Press, intelligence systems with again with CRC Press, and advances in intelligent and scientific computing with wireless Diviner. Why I am telling? Because the number of book proposals and research proposals I have reviewed and edited in this field, more than 200 books I have reviewed and published under my different series, directly as editor more than 50, and another 150 plus books proposals that I have published. In the field of AI and machine learning, I am very thankful to Professor Siddharth Vishwas, who was in our state and in Sikha Anusundan University for a long durations, and later completed PhD and left our state, and he invited me. I am also congratulating the JIS College of Engineering. So my talk will be overall for all the all branches of students, because now AI is leading irrespective of fields, because the tools, open source tools, and also the AI enabled tools all are required in all the branches of engineering and science also. So AI assists us, AI cooperate us, AI collaborate with us, and in future AI will co-evaluate with us. AI assist, ChatGPT assist. AI help in sharing the decision-making process. AI also a partner to perform the tasks, but in future AI will also learn from the human decisions, feedbacks. Then we will survive, because AI will also grow, as also we have to work accordingly. So, beyond algorithms, the age of human-centered artificial intelligence, because AI should not only be intelligent, it should be wise, inclusive, and aligned with human values, human ethics, human behavior. Everything must be included within the AI. So, first of all, we have to know human-centered artificial intelligence. The traditional AI tools and the human-centered AI-enabled tools, there is a difference. Because the tools, if not helpful for the human beings, we may not adopt it. That will be a problem for us. So that is why we have to move beyond algorithms. And that is a paradigms evolution of AI paradigms. So from symbols to human, and dynamic co-relations of AI and society. And what are the core principles of human-centered artificial intelligence, that is HCAI. And what are the pillars of human-centered AI? Emotional AI, companion robots, and there is also explainable artificial intelligence, and explainable artificial intelligence in healthcare, other sectors also, automation sector, financial sectors, manufacturing sectors. And finally, the data-driven research findings in the human-centered AI. Data-driven because the decision-making AI system symbiosis, so human AI symbiosis, that means the decision-making, so based on the data-driven. And finally, the future of human-centered AI and what are the possible research directions. So, HCI, first it will be designed with the deep understanding of human needs. Why human needs? What are the human behaviors and the core values? So, for example, so if AI powered hearing aids that adjust based on the user's environments and emotional tone. So that is human needs, not according to the system. So AI systems must address essential and evolving human needs across different domains. Physical needs, cognitive needs, emotional needs, and social needs. In the physical needs, health monitoring cases, medical diagnostics cases, assistive devices, cognitive supports, leading learning support, memory aids, and knowledge access. And in case of emotional needs, companionship robots now works in the companionships, mental health support, and empathetic interfaces. And in case of the social needs, so communication, cultural sensitivity, etc. So that is the human needs. Next comes the part, human behaviors. AI must adapt to the way people act, interact, and learn. So behavioral modeling, understanding patterns in speech, movement, and habits. Pattern analysis, because pattern very difficult to find a pattern because when in the data analytics phase, 50% works for the pre-processing and 50% work for the post-processing. After that, we are getting the patterns, then we are getting the knowledge, extracting the knowledge from that pattern. So behavioral modeling is a best understanding patterns in speech recognition, movement, and habits. And also personalization case, so user preferences to customize responses. That must be integrated with the AI, that is HCI. And adaptive learning, system that evolve with user feedback and interaction. We have in future it will co-evolve with the AI system based on the human's feedback. So, for example, an AI tutor that modifies teaching strategies based on a child's learning style and attention span. That is the human behavior value. So that must be integrated with the AI tools. And final one, that is the human values. So AI should be aligned with the societal and ethical principles. Fairness, transparency, accountability, and sustainability. Example, an AI hiring platform that ensure anonymized bias mitigated screening of the candidates. So these three must be integrated. So that is why we have to go beyond algorithms. So first point, lack of contextual understanding. AI systems are excellent at pattern recognition because till now pattern recognitions and but struggle to grasp context or intent behind human actions or language. Example, cultural reference in chatbots, that is lacking. So we have to go beyond the algorithmic approach. And second one, the absence of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, that is the current AI lacks true empathy or awareness of human emotions. That is one important one because when a mental health chatbot giving electric advice, giving generic advice without understanding user's emotional state, it will be problematic. So that is why the systems mimic emotions that do not feel or understand them. So leading to inappropriate or robotic responses. Please wait for a few minutes. All the time is already away. Deadline expired first, but please wait for a few seconds. So next, another one. Bias and fairness issues. So there is a AI model strain on biased data and sometimes amplify societal inequalities. That is, and explainability, lack of explainability. We have to focus towards the explainable artificial intelligence. If I will tell you suffer heart disease, heart attacks, but instead of that, if I will tell you the percentage, sugar is this much and cholesterol is this level and so in the explainable part, because generation is now the XAI, that is the explainable artificial intelligence, so that it will be better. So that is why, so lack of explainability, but it will include the explainability part. And finally, the over reliance on the data quality, because AI depends on the data quantity and the quality of heavily. If the data is outdated, if data is imbalanced, if data is incomplete, result will also be bad. Because the unstructured data and category of data differs: structured, unstructured, semi-structured. Big data cases the unstructured data, but that is the over reliance on the data quality. So that is, AI trained only on urban traffic data may fail in rural areas. So that is another point. So that is the paradigms of AI evolutions from symbols to human. From 1950 to 1980s, the good old-fashioned AI, so expert systems. In general, we are studying in the syllabus, under the university syllabus. So later machine learning, sir used machine learning in the sir recently told. So that is the machine learning 1990s to 2010s. That is the data-driven intelligence which particularly learns patterns from the data rather than rules. And high accuracy with large data set. But there is a limitations that bias inherited from data and the minimal context awareness. That is a problem. Limitations. But example, image classifiers, spam filters, etc. Later, 2012 onwards, it is present with the deep learning neural network at scale. So where the human brains using multi-layered neural networks. So like the CNNs, RNNs, transformers, etc. And the state-of-the-art image, voice, language tests, etc. So examples, ChatGPT and AlphaGo, Delta T, etc. So next 4 point, that is the human-centered AI emerging paradigms from 2020 and beyond. So in this case, the AI around human values, emotions and social contexts the core idea when it is designed and these core ideas are incorporated. The combining cognitive science, ethics, human-computer interactions and participatory design. So that is the strength. What is the strength? That is trustworthy, inclusive, explainable and empathetic. So in examples, the AI companions for elderly care. So trustworthy. Robots are taking care of the elders. So that is the trustworthy as well as the empathetic and explainable also. So that is accessible AI tools for disabled users also. So the dynamic co-evolutions of different society. So automation, labor markets, information ecosystems, healthcare transformations, smart cities, governance, etc. So society evolves to accommodate new norms, behaviors and rules that could be influenced by AI. Also the society, what should the cultural values, ethics, data collection practices, availability and type of data, different categories of data, type of data that are shaped by societal infrastructure, digital literacy, surveillance norms, and also legal policy frameworks. Government regulate AI use based on societal priorities. 2 days back, Australia banned the social network platforms for the kids. So, like that, because government will regulate also social movements and advocacy. So, AI development is steered by public discourse, regulation, and stakeholder involvement. So, what are the principles of human-centered artificial intelligence? So, because HCI places people, not the technology, at the heart of the AI design. So, people will survive, not technology, because it is at the time of design. So, if you integrate those three human values, human behaviors, so then we will survive. That means AI will enhance human well-being, preserves dignity, and operates within ethical and social boundaries. So what it will do? First, it is centered on human values, first principle, because it respects for privacy, fairness, and transparency and accountability. Second, for design for human collaboration, along with the AI and human beings will collaborate to perform tasks, collaborations. Then in future, so based on the human feedbacks, it will learn. So next step, emotionally and socially intelligent, recognize and respond appropriately to human emotions, because the mental health chatbots trained to detect distress and escalates to human help when necessary. That is the example. And inclusive participatory design, stakeholder involvement, accessibility, where that means it ensures AI tools are usable by people with disability, low literacy and non-dominant languages also. Speech interfaces that support regional languages or assistive AI for the visual impaired. Because AI assistant stage, first stage, then AI collaborate, then AI share the decision making stage, then finally the co-evolutions in future. So these 5 pillars of human-centered AI, human agency and oversight, technical robustness part, so autonomous vehicles trained to safely respond to unknown road conditions. So next to the fairness, inclusive and non-discriminations. So suppose the recruitment style, recruitment algorithms designed to remove gender and racial bias. So that is the example. In case of explainability, transparency, suppose the loan cases, loan approval systems, explaining why an applicant was denied credit. So that is the explainability part. Societal well-being, ethical purpose, suppose one example, AI tools for climate modeling or disaster relief planning. Emotional AI, so because that is also known as affective computing. Many research works are going on the affective computing, on 3 books published in different series. So it refers to AI systems designed to detect, interpret, simulate and respond to human emotions through data like facial expressions, voice tone, body language and physiological signals. So what are the key components? That is the emotional recognition. So uses computer vision, computational vision techniques now highly developed, drone applications, drone. So unmanned to the manned now, the drone. So vision technique, computational vision, emotional simulations. So enables virtual agents to respond empathetically using expressive voices, gestures, or words. So emotional AI aims to make machines more reliable, more relatable, and supportive. Relatable. But it must be ethically grounded. That is required, respecting human dignity and emotional boundaries. So that is an example of combining robots merging AI with empathy. So robots to detect and respond to human emotional states in real time. So next is the explainable artificial intelligence. So explainable, that is XAI, refers to AI systems that make the decision-making processes transparent, understandable, and interpretable to humans. Unlike black box models using deep neural networks, XAI provides what is the reason behind prediction. We are predicting many data models, prediction models using the classification clustering techniques we are using. But XAI will be helpful to show the reasons behind the predictions, what are the important features, how to the logical transparency, and user trust and accountability. So one example in case of the XI in healthcare. So in healthcare, AI decisions can directly impact human lives. So doctors, patients, and regulators must understand how and why a diagnosis or recommendation is made. So it helps by making AI decision transparent, building trust with doctors and patients, supporting accountability and ethics. Use cases suppose AI-powered diagnosis scenario. Suppose a deep learning model predicts a high risk of heart disease in a patient. What is the difference between without XI and with XI? Without XI, this model will predict a 91% of risk. But of course, no explanation. There must be the doubt and the risk. But when you with explainable artificial intelligence, what it will show, it shows the risk is high due to elevated cholesterol, family history, irregular ECG pattern, high blood pressures, etc. So, doctors can validate, challenge, or combine with clinical judgment. So, there is a models XI in different application domain. So, but in healthcare, so there is a deep learning model diagnosis and XI how it shows elevated cholesterol, family history, explainable form, it will derive, it will generate the point. So confidence in AI decision increased by 31% with the XI. So the bar height shows that all the user groups prefer explainable AI with the clinicians. Showing the highest satisfaction followed by students and patients. So there is a data-driven research findings in a human-centered AI. So in healthcare case, so there is a Harvard in a study, Harvard Medical School and Biotechnology. So that is a randomized control trial with the 280 physicians using AI-assisted diagnostic tools. So black box group, that is the without explainable. So accuracy is the 72.4, but when XAI groups that increase to 88.1%. Then physician trust score also now it is with the XAI tools that is 4.6 out of 5. And time it is also required very less, it is 8.3 minutes. And acceptance rate now it is increased to 77%. So HCI with the interpretability boosts accuracy, efficiency and trust in clinical settings. So the future of human-centered AI, so because emerging trends shaping the future of HCI in personalized AI assistance, emotionally intelligent systems, human AI co-creation platforms, example in AI designers to the building healthcare wearables with user feedback loops, neuroadaptive interfaces, regulation-driven ethical AI. So these are the key research directions in the human-centered artificial intelligence. So in the loop system which integrates the human feedback, because in future co-evaluation evolutions with the AI. So that is the human AI symbiosis. Fairness based auditing, multimodal emotion recognition, ethical trade-offs, cognitive load detection, longitudinal user studies, AI for non-technical user as well as AI for social good. These are the research directions and forecasts and insights. So, SA adoption in healthcare by 2030 it will be forecasted to 76%, and percentage of explainable AI models deployed must be to 60%, and in public trust it is up to 70% with XI, and market size will be also increased to $56 million plus. So, thank you. So, this is the conclusions. Future of HCI is not just smarter machines, but more human intelligence. So it will shape a world where AI empowers, not replaces. AI listens, not just executes. And AI collaborates, not controls. So the next frontier is ethical, empathetic, and explainable AI that amplifies the best of humanity. So some research of findings are present, but due to lack of time, so I am skipping those things because. But few questions are also. Will SCI slow down AI innovations? Not at all. In fact, it accelerates trust and adoption. And which industries are leading in SCI adoption? Healthcare, education, customer service, and smart city. So thank you for being part of this conversations on human-centered AI.
Thank you so much, sir, for your informative presentation. Now I would like to request Dr. Shayad Chakraborty, co-convener of this conference, to deliver a memento to Shubhendu sir as a small token of appreciation from JIS College of Engineering. Sir, please. Please big round of applause. It's a memory from JIS College of Engineering, a token of appreciation. Thank you, thanks again sir for your nice presentation. Today we are also having Rana Dotto, CEO, Morning Bay Technologies. I would like to request you sir, please address the audience. Students, please wait for a couple of minutes. I know we are beyond our scheduled time. We are already late. Just a couple of minutes. Then after completion of sir presentation, our convener will deliver a small piece. Then we'll go for lunch. Okay? Just wait for a couple of minutes. Students, don't make any noise. Just wait for a couple of minutes, okay? Don't shout, don't make any noise, please.
Hi everyone. Am I audible? So I'm back here for the second time. Last time I was managed to scare a lot of people. Don't worry, I'm not going to scare you guys this time around. So I was a little confused about what I'm supposed to speak. So I was a little confused about what I'm going to speak, because yesterday I was supposed to come tomorrow, but it got rescheduled. So I'll try and make a kind of, a pathway between what we are doing. I think that will be more prudent, and what you people, that is the students and the professors, can help us achieve that. I think that will be more prudent. So I always believe, technology is for the crazies. How many of you feel that way? If you're crazy enough, then you are in technology. For me, I am one. 28 years back, I renounced my love for humanities and advertising, and I moved into technology. And since then till now, I've been an ardent student. I'm learning every day. I'm trying to figure things which probably not a lot of people have experienced in their lifetime. Alright, some small glitch. In fact, I said goodbye to entrepreneurship this year. At the beginning of this year, I said I'm not going to be an entrepreneur anymore. It's very difficult to be an entrepreneur, trust me. And I have been one since 2002. So now we are standing at 2025, and it's very difficult to be an entrepreneur all your life. Most of the time you don't have money, most of the time you're broke, most of the time people don't believe you, most of the time people actually don't want to speak to you. So I said, okay, fine, no problem, I did something, I've achieved something, people know me, why don't I move out? So I decided to move out and I started working for someone in the board level, and I got bored. I realized that if you're an entrepreneur, you cannot be bored. You have to keep on innovating, and which is why this company I started. In fact, this company I started last year and it was dormant. And then we decided that we will go ahead with it. It's called Quantum Tiger. What we do in Quantum Tiger is something that should excite all of you. Now, for example, in software, if you actually move into the software part of it, you have the firmware, you have the middleware, you have the software. In artificial intelligence also, you have layers, right? So you have the infrastructure, which basically your data centers and everything. Then you have the compute, which is the GPU and the CPU, right? And then you have the frontier models, people who are developing systems on that. For example, ChatGPT, XAI, or Cloud, right? And then you have different use cases for all of these frontier models. You strip down these frontier models into smaller models, or otherwise you create wrappers around them and use the inherent strength of the model to deliver various kind of applications, various kind of systems to people who matter. What we are doing is we are building the infrastructure. Now, there is one question long back somebody asked me. As an Indian, do you want to be a passive consumer of imported We all are right now. If you're not listening to me, that's actually absolutely fine. But if you're listening to me, even 4 of you or 5 of you, you know I'm making sense. We don't have anything of our own. Microsoft doesn't belong to us, right? Even the coding languages that you use, they don't belong to us. The platform doesn't belong to us. Nothing belongs to us. These are all borrowed. These are all imported. That needs to change. And who's going to change that? The students, the academics, and people like us. That is the industry. We all have to work together. Correct? So which is why I said we are actually standing at the inflection point right now. A point that will define our future. Now, as I said that we are working on the layer, various kind of layers, right? We are primarily an infrastructure company. And when I say infrastructure is actually something which is out of this world. Now I don't know how much you people are keeping pace with right now. I know you people are hungry. Keeping pace with anything is very difficult, but leaving that aside, if you're reading the stories every day, if you're going through the articles every day, do you know there are data centers in space right now? How many of you know? It's already there. Very good. Google, they have Project Suncatcher, right? Have you heard of that? Project Suncatcher? SpaceX already have executed that with a very little known company. Yesterday, in fact, they have sent a NVIDIA H800 GPU to the space, and they have trained that model sitting here on Earth. They use Gemma and they use NanoGPT, and they pushed Shakespearean text into NanoGPT, and the first thing that he talked about, you know what? High Earth links. That is where the world has moved into. Things are changing. Things are changing for good. That is only one part of it. There's another company which I saw day before yesterday. It's actually using the jet turbine engine, you know, the one which you actually have, the supersonic boom, right? In your fighter aircraft. That engine to power, using thermal power, to power the data centers. Which means they are taking away all the renewable, non-renewable equation out of it completely. You don't have to create anything. It's like a football size kind of container. You bring in, you place it there and you start generating gigawatt worth of electricity or current. For everyone out here, it doesn't matter, right now I believe all of you are from computer science. But even if you are from mechanical, even if you are from electrical, there is an opportunity now for each one of you if you are actually harnessing artificial intelligence. Because trust me something, software development executive 1 and software development executive 2, that is exactly how you guys are going to be placed. In few months or a year from now, that's dead. Nobody is buying those people anymore. And I am assuming that most of you are already using Replit, Lovable, you know, the vibe coding platforms, correct? So when you're doing that, how do you supposed to be at the frontier of the technology? That's what the theme is all about, right? Frontier of the technology. How you're going to front it? This is where you have to come in and bring in the strategic capability in front of in form of artificial intelligence, right? Now, government is very, very focused about it. There's a lot of funds which are available for students. Yes, for students. In fact, I am also at the panel of Kaligya Institute of Technology's TVI, and as well as IIT Ropar, where I actually work with the Department of Telecommunication. I work with METI, and in fact we judge startups for grants as well as matching grants. And in fact, right now, the best of the solutions or the best of the startups that I'm seeing are coming all from tier 2 and tier 3 cities. You'll be surprised to look at the amount of work that is happening at autonomy. Right? A lot of people here probably is working on autonomy. How many of you are actually made a drone? Have you made a drone or you worked on drone technology? Right, nobody. So, but that's happening, right? Starting from drones which can be deployed into industrial areas to drones which can be deployed into battlefield. And there is a job for everyone in that. An electrical engineer, a mechanical engineer, material science, everything. Computer, artificial intelligence, everything is there. If you look at, we have 1.4 billion, right? Now, Sir was actually, before me, Sir was actually talking about model training, right? So I have a very antithesis to the model training. Model training is all about text, right? And you can only put in that many number of text. For example, text which is already visible on the internet. How much that would be? Like 30 trillion tokens, right? Even if we process all the 30 trillion tokens, at the base, what we can do? It will take at least 1,000 years for us only to decipher whatever has gone into the system as a human. So which means the scale will not come from there. And that's why a lot of students that I have seen right now, in fact, 3 of your batchmates are actually working with us right now. And together we are building a system which is going to scale up. We are giving them all the necessary strategic, support so that they can create the system for us. Also, at some point in time, you have to understand how many of you use ChatGPT? For a second, just stop talking to each other. I know you people are not listening to me. That's fine. But how many of you use ChatGPT? How many of you have created a good profile photo using Nano Banana Pro or Gemini? How many of you have mobbed your girlfriend into that? The most important use case right now for students. Okay. Or be a space scientist or something like that. Whatever. Whenever you do that, do you know what you're doing? You're actually sending out all your personal information. You're sending out all your data to a model which we don't own. That doesn't belong to us. If you go to the technology corridor right now, you will see sovereignty is one of the most important aspects on which everybody is working. And that is exactly what we are working also. So at Quantum Tiger, we are not only building our own infrastructure, we are also working on a frontier model called Quantum Atomics, which is there, down. Yes, it is a stripped down version. It's open source. A part of it is open source, a part of it is open bed. But having said that, these are great opportunities for students like you. In fact, if you are in the 3rd year, 4th year, it's a little tough, you have to gear up. But if you are in the 2nd or the 3rd year, it's a great time to begin learning more and more and more every time. Learning Python is good. Downloading the Olama is good. Putting that into your laptop is good. Creating a GUI is good. But that's not what AI is all about. AI is about the first thing first, automation. How much you can automate in your college? What all things you can automate in your college? You'll be surprised to notice there's so many boring things that happens which you can automate. So this is another great opportunity for the student and academia to work with us because we are building the sovereign model. And whatever we are doing in our research lab, that is purely what we are doing right now, that is entirely indigenous. Research first ecosystem. Now, this is what we have done. We have opened our gates for all the good colleges to come and participate in what we are building. For example, we have done the same with JSIC. So as I said, 3 of your colleagues, batchmate, are right now part of our system, where they are not only getting a long-term internship, but they are also getting a founder's equity to become morally they're integrated with us. They're the founding members. And we intend to extend that beyond other colleges and other departments also. We want to work with mechanical, we want to work with electrical, and that is exactly what we want to do at Northern Tiger. This is the last slide because I know all of you are hungry and most of you are actually probably by now using swear words for me, which is fine. You're cursing me also, that's okay. Even I am hungry. So, if we have to change anything, if we really need to front anything, if we really need to change our destiny, not as only as a nation, but as people who are sitting here in this room, we are the one who have to take the charge, we have to take the lead. And that's only possible when you start building. And that start building happens with your textbook. Before I go, there's an interesting thing I will leave you with. How many of you have heard about Doorman's fallacy? कभी सुना है Doorman's fallacy? Have you ever heard of it? How many of you have gone to a hotel? Bus, 2 people. Hey, possible. I'm sure everybody has gone to a hotel. Right? So at a hotel you have this doorman, right? Who actually opens the door, swings by the door so that you can walk in. All the 5-star hotels would have a doorman, right? Now for example, if I'm a hotel owner and I believe that I can actually make more profit, what I'll do? I will actually call someone from Accenture, someone from McKinsey to come and figure out how we can cut cost. Right? So if I am a consultant, I walk in, I say, hey, listen, this doorman is of no use. If I'm in US, probably I'm paying him $30,000-$40,000 a year. What I'll do is I will actually install an automatic door, and I'll also use face recognition, infrared, etc. to see that only humans are walking by. Only humans are allowed. By doing so, I take all the credit. I said $30,000-$40,000 for the hotel. That is exactly till now what is happening at AI. But that's what the fallacy comes in. 2 years down the line, that hotel is in a mess. It's a catastrophe. You know why? The doorman who was standing there, he was not only a doorman, he was also a security guard. The doorman out there, he was also welcoming the guests. He knew all the guests who were regular to the hotel by their first name. He was the one who was actually arranging all the taxis or taking care of the luggage which people normally keep and they go out for smoke or otherwise look for their cars in the valet. But more than important, not all the hotels, if you go outside, you will see they do not have boundaries like how we have, the campus kind, you know. They're prominently there on the main road. So what about those vagabonds? What about those homeless people who are actually sleeping on the stairs? Now, you try to create a value, you actually destroyed the value of the hotel. What we are trying to do right now is we are trying to remove the doorman. We have to see beyond the doorman and see how we as an individual collectively can bring in more value to the system where the doorman in fact becomes more empowered. So don't worry, none of you are going to lose the job. All of you are going to get the job. But if you are aiming for an Infosys package of 2.5 lakhs and 72 hours, God bless you. There is opportunity. Find out how you fit in there. You are not doing it, but somebody from your batch is already doing it. And I believe that is what the pathway from technology to academia to industry is all about. And that's what the frontier is all about. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, sir, for your informative presentation. Now, I would like to request Shitanath sir, convener of this conference, to deliver a small token of appreciation to Rana sir. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to request Dr. Shayad Chakraborty, co-convener of this conference, to deliver vote of thanks. Please, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I know it has been a very long session. We have been here since morning and it's almost like 1:47, right? So this is not the concluding session of the conference. This is just the concluding session of the keynote speakers for the first day. After this, we are going to have the technical sessions that will be starting from 3 p.m. And it will be done in MB 403, 404, 407. The respective authors who are here to present their papers are requested to move to respective rooms just 15 minutes before the scheduled time, that is like 2:45 p.m. Anyways, I do not want to prolong my speech. First of all, this Iconfest could not have been possible without the support from the JIS group and from the support of CRC Press, who are the publication partners of this conference. That means all the papers that have been submitted and accepted in this conference will be published by CRC Press and will be sent to Scopus and Web of Science for indexing after a thorough checking. I am delighted to announce that IEEE Young Professional has been the technical co-sponsor of this conference from the beginning, and I am very much grateful to all the organizing committee member of Iconfest who has been tirelessly working throughout the conference from beginning of I think June session, and I am also thankful to all the authors. And not only the authors who have been who are here to present, but also the authors who will present their presentation tomorrow in online mode. As you all know that this is a conference which is in hybrid mode. First day is completely offline session. Tomorrow it will be fully online session. And also thanks to the all reviewers. Like there are 248 reviewers who are there who has reviewed 124 papers in various review rounds. As it was mentioned in the conference flyer and also in the website, we have managed to maintain double-blinded peer review system. I am very much grateful to all our faculty members, not only from CST or CSE IML department, but from all the people that has supported throughout this conference till now. Very much thanks to Professor Dr. Shonglung Peng, who has agreed to join us at the keynote speaker, Kishore Kumar Sadasivu sir, also Professor Dr. Shubhendu Kumar Pani, Mr. Rana Dotto, and last but not the least, our conference chair, Dr. Sharath Kumar Patra sir, who has been a constant support throughout this conference. And we are very much thankful, sir, for your kind, gracious presence in this conference and all the support that you have provided us. last but not the least, thanks to all the students who has been here since the morning, all our volunteers from not only from CST and CSA department, from other departments who has helped us throughout the conference. They have been working tirelessly since last month for this conference. So now I conclude this first half of this conference, or the first session of this conference, with this vote of thanks. Thank you everyone. Enjoy the rest of the day.